Hey family, I wanted to say thank you so much for watching this video for your hobby or your career goals. As an educator who likes to refer to himself as a sharer, my goal is to give my way to success. I'm gonna give my way to success. And if you know me, you know that my two life mantras are, what I know, you know. My goal is to have one impact. If I can help someone, my living is not in vain. So I've decided to base the entire educational side of my brand purely on a donation system. Yes, a donation system. And as a person who loves to share, I never want to have to make teaser videos where I give away some of the information in order to sell the rest of the information just to try to make a living like this. Okay, so let's take it from the top and put it all together. So we've got and so for that last chord, you want to check out the full tutorial on my site for only $19.95. Seriously. So to cater to the type of person that I am, I'd rather just give all the information away and base the entire system on a donation. This way I can focus on just pouring out the information to you with no hesitation. So here's how it works. To help me to sustain the process of making these videos, which requires hours of production, recording, and editing time, and to help me to sustain my living while doing it, I'm asking that you make a donation every, say, 3 to 5 videos, or every video if you like, in one of a couple ways. Now, the one that would mean the most to me is probably the easiest for you to do, and that is to donate 99 cents. Yes, 99 cents for each video where you learn something new or where it helps you in your process. The way that you can do that is by downloading one of my songs from one of my two sites, either my personal site with my original music or my performance track site that features hundreds and hundreds of instrumentals and backing tracks. This way, it's something easy to afford and I get a chance to have a home in your music library. The other options are via my Patreon account or by PayPal or Cash App. And you can donate as little or as much as you want, as often as you want. Again, I know it might seem crazy, but I'm convinced that for me, this is the way to go. Because of the fact that I'm releasing and will continue to release daily videos giving away as much information as possible. Education, expertise, or just crazy ideas for what they're worth. And if not, at least share the video with as many people as possible to spread the information. That would help my overall goal as well. So again, thanks so much for watching the video. Subscribe and hit the notifications button so you can make sure you see the daily videos that I release. Thanks a lot, and I'll see you in the next video. Take care. Hello, family. I'm excited because we're here again for yet another session of In the Shed, and I'm always excited to practice. So a couple things and then we're going to jump right in. First of all, I hope that you are doing well wherever you are in the world right now, considering the circumstances, etc. I hope that this show brings you some therapy, some much needed positive distraction, some de-stressing. I hope it brings you something good just for this time. So we're shedding on Misty. This is day 8. And for those that don't know, I'll go over a couple things and then we'll get going. This is an interactive practice show, and the goal is for me to be an accountability partner to other artists and musicians, as well as people who sing in the shower as well. That's my new that's my new target audience, people who are professional shower singers. You know what? I'm actually serious about that. I'm gonna actually start calling out the shower singers and try to get to watch this show. But anyway, the goal is for us to all have fun together and to practice together. And for a lot of musicians, we don't get the opportunity to practice because of our responsibilities and that kind of thing. And so when we do, it's always better if you can have a friend to jam along with. So that's my goal. All of the charts and that kind of thing you can see in the description of this video. And we're going to be playing Misty in this kind of groove, which is kind of a light hip hop groove. When we first start off, I'm going to be warming up by playing the chords and just kind of getting my fingers loose. And you can practice your scales, licks, patterns, or your professional shower singing on top of all that. Other than that, one more thing, and then we'll get going. In fact, I'll mention it at the end. I have a new project that I want you all to check out, and Misty is one of the tunes that's on it, but I'll tell you all about it a little bit later. So hang out for a little while, and we'll jump right in. Okay, so we're going to be taking this from the top. I'll be playing the comp chords, and then you can jump on top and sing the melody, scat, what have you. And we're in the key of A major for musicians who are following along. If you have iReal Pro, you can open it up in there, and then you can change the key. So we're in A major. 2, 3, 4. From the top again, I will keep going around with that same kind of flow. And for those that don't know, everything that I'm playing on the piano will be available on the YouTube video after this. If you check it out on my channel, you'll see the digital piano on the screen telling you all the notes that I'm playing. Drop me a line, let me know if you can hear everything pretty clearly if you're tuning into the live stream on Facebook. I'll bring the bass back, I'll bring the bass in, and then I'm jumping back to comping here now, so you can jump back on top with this practicing the melody or scatting, whatever you feel. What's going on, Isaac and John? How you all doing today? Take one more, keep hanging out and trying to get these chords into my fingers. A major is not a key that I play in a lot. This is our last day in these three keys as well. Hey, what's going on, Matthew? Hope you enjoyed the video, bro. This is gonna be the last day in these three keys, and then we go up another three keys, which I'm so looking forward to. So I'll take a solo here. Alright, so I'm gonna go back to comping again. And then for this last round, I'm gonna play Rhodes while you scat and practice the melody on top. Hey, what's going on, Caesar? Hope all is well, bro. So I'll take one Rhodes solo here. Alright, so we're going to take it up a half step now. So one of the things I wanted to say, and I'll go ahead and mention it now, just in case there's some people that don't hang out to the end, I have a project that I just released, and it's called The Serenade, and this is volume 4. I'm going to start doing these actually once a week, so every Friday I'm going to actually do a live Facebook concert called The Serenade, where I'm going to play 4 songs, and then I'm also going to do a request. I'm going to let you all choose whatever the last song is. It's going to be like a free concert online, and then it'll be recorded, and you'll be able to add it to your Spotify playlist, Apple Music, iTunes, whatever your choice is, right after the concert. For some of the services, it'll be like a couple days, but it'll be available right after on my website and then on the other streaming services. So if you can, check out my newest project from the last Serenade. So you can just look up Aaron Hill, The Serenade, Volume 4. You can go on Spotify, look that up, or Apple Music, or iTunes. And I put a little video on my timeline if you're on my Facebook page. And I did Misty there. I did 2 takes of Misty as well as an original tune and 2 others. So I'd like to know what you think. So check that out. Aaron Hill, The Serenade, Volume 4. Alright, so here we go. We're in B flat. And we're taking it from the top. 1, 2, and I'm going to accompany you solo. 2, 3, 4. What's going on, Dana? Thanks for hanging out. take a solo here. See how much better this key. But that's what the shed is for. So I'll drop in the bass and you can go back to soloing here. I'll go back to comping. Thank you, Jan. Jan says sounds good. Thank you. So I'll take a solo here. I'll go back now to comping, and you can jump back in with soloing, and I'll be playing with the Rhodes for a second. I like to approach Rhodes as a different instrument because it's got a different kind of texture, so it makes me play differently. keep going for one more comping session. I want to get some more voicings under my. So I'll take a solo here. I was gonna go. Couldn't get that lick out. What's up, bro? So now we'll go from there, and now we got one more key. So, as you all can see, I'm much better in the key of B flat than I was in A. But the thing I like about this kind of practice is because I keep devoting, or I'll say we keep devoting, since you're doing this with me, because we keep devoting the same amount of attention to each key, then it balances itself out. So what you'll notice overall is with this kind of practice, you're not preparing for a gig where you're just kind of rushing through the music and just getting what you need. Sorry, I'm trying to get back to my live stream. You're not just rushing through the music and just getting enough to play a gig. You're actually getting the music really deep in you. And so what happens with that is that as you're getting it in you, you notice the foundations of your whole playing style changing. Like all of a sudden you're more free. I have a phrase. It's like I practice freedom really inside my practice, and that's why I'm okay with being so all over the place, making mistakes, because it's like a cat. It's not about the mistakes that you make, but as if it's about landing on your feet. So even if you make a mistake, you find a way to recover, or you make it up. You make up for it in the next bar or the next phrase, or you let it go. You accept it. You laugh about it. But it's that kind of thing. It's practice into freedom so that you can have different things at your disposal. And so in this kind of practice time, we get a chance to explore. If anybody wanted to know, like, how do you find your voice? This is, to me, how you find your voice. My bass player and best friend, Blue, he used to advise people to just go into a dark room or cut the lights out in their room and just experiment with the bass, as he was teaching them bass, or take one idea and just feel it all around. 'Cause that's how you find your voice. It's not about preparing for a gig. Preparing for a gig has a different approach to learning. You just learn what you need to get through. But this kind of thing, you learn, you take something really, really deep. You take something like a key, like A major, that's really hard, and you're working at it, so you're getting better. And then also you get to experiment, so you stumble across things that become your voice and your style. I was telling somebody the other day, like, there was a pattern I was working on. Let's see if I can remember it. So that was the lick I was working on, right? And what I was telling them was that at the end of this phrase, because of my background, where I come from, a hip hop background. I didn't start playing the piano until I was 21. So before that, I was a hip hop producer. So I put this little thing at the end of it. And anybody that knows hip hop, that's the Jay Dilla Fall in Love lick. Y'all get it. But I was saying, basically, that is not something that a person who plays bebop, who knows this, who knows that, that's not something that they would naturally do unless you come from like a hip hop background. You're familiar with that. So I was like, I found that in the shed, because as I was practicing, I heard that. And you just don't find that kind of stuff. So now when I play that out, now I have an original idea to bring to the table of, say, jazz in this case. And it just comes from having this time. So anyway, I feel like I'm rambling now. So we're going now to the key of B major. I'm going to jump back to piano again. And I'm going to go back to playing chords again through the changes. And you can shower sing along. I think I'm turning this into the shower singing show, y'all. I think that's how I'm going to get the world to to tune in. Come sing in the shower with me in the shed. All right, so here we go. B major, taking it from the top. Thanks for hanging out. So I'll go back to accompany, and I'll jump to Rhodes for this last round. So you can jump back on top with the shower singing. probably start doing that from now on, where I play the melody first before I solo. And at least get the main gist of the melody. So that's it for this particular session. So the fun part about this is that from here, if you've been following along, this is the third day of the second set of 3 keys. So this song is originally in E flat. So we did E flat, E, and F for 3 days. We did G flat, G, and A flat for 3 days. And then we did A, B flat, and B for 3 days. So we wrap up our final 3 days next with C, D flat, and D of this song. And then, like I said, if you do this, even if you're just jumping in, if you go back to the other shows and you do this and you follow along, you'll find that when you go through all 12 keys, I can't explain this experience that you have, where you feel like a whole new library of music has been downloaded to your brain, and then you find that things from this kind of, going through strategically like this, then all of a sudden shows up in your other playing. And I mean, your playing changes overnight with this kind of thing. So thank you all for joining. Thanks for coming along. Let me know if you have any questions. Once again, if you want the charts from this session, look in the description of this video. When you see it on YouTube, check this out on YouTube right afterwards, because everything that I played on the keyboard will be at the top of the screen. You'll see the digital piano, so you can grab all the licks, chords, and ideas that you like. And also, again, don't forget, for those that jumped in late to the live stream, I have a new project out called The Serenade, and I would love for you to add it to your Spotify playlist or Apple Music or iTunes or Amazon. And you can look up Aaron Hill, The Serenade Volume 4. You can Google that or look on any of those platforms. And then if you would rather go to my website, that's aaronhilltv.com. But please add that to your playlist and drop me a line. Let me know what you think. Misty is actually the first tune that I recorded on there as a ballad, and I recorded it in 2 takes. So both of those takes are on there. So let me know what you think. And other than that, thanks, and I'll see you again in the shed. Take care. Peace.